Guys, welcome back to another video. No big camera intro. We're on a mission this morning. We're gonna try to catch a few. It's not as hot this morning. We have a little bit of a cooler morning. In all honesty, I probably should have got out here a little bit earlier than I did, but it's all good. We're still gonna catch them. What we're gonna catch them on has yet to be determined, because I really have no clue. This week, every day this week has pretty much been like a one fish day. Monday, I came out. Today, what's today? Today's Friday, man. So actually the day that you're watching this is the day that I'm recording it. But I came out Friday and I literally caught one. No, I think I caught like 8, or I caught 3 in about 8-9 hours. So it's that first hot week, you know, the fish are kind of still, they're trying to get adjusted to that new hot water temperature. Next week is supposed to be even hotter than it was this week. So I'm not sure if that'll help us, hurt us at all. We had a little bit of rain last night, so maybe the water does feel a little bit cooler, but I'm thinking it should cool most of the water off. So hopefully that'll kind of help us today. I don't know, what do we want to start with? Do we want to go straight? Don't you just love when you like reach down and the first box you grab is the box you wanted? Also guys, I have a couple like previous days of fishing, so far for this video, there's no challenge or anything to it. This is just like straight up Alabama fishing now. We are pretty much 3 days into this video. It's been so tough, you know. I said I don't like uploading videos, you know, with 1 or 2 catches in them. So this morning we're trying to finish this morning, you know, trying to make a good video that has some value and some fish catches in it, but it's just been so tough. If I catch 3 today, I'm gonna be content with 3, because it's me not catching fish has not been from like a lack of effort. We've been out here morning and evening every day this week, and it's just been one of those weeks, but we're gonna figure it out. We always figure it out.
1 hour later.
Oh, guys, it's hooked. All right, so I just caught 2. Camera wasn't on for either one of them. How did that happen? I don't know, but all right, so I hooked one, it came off in these trees right here. Then I hooked the second one, and I hooked the second one, and I thought it was massive because it was wrapped around a tree. It was probably about 1.5 pounds, maybe 2 pounds. All right, guys, so the one thing that I've kind of picked up on since I've been out here, we caught 2 basically off of the same tree, same spot, everything. So I think it'd probably be kind of safe to say that these fish are closer to structure and whatnot. So I'm not sure what we'll do. Still trying to kind of make my plan out, but my plans change every 30 seconds. I can catch a fish right here and then my plan just goes out the window. But right now the plan is to keep fishing this jig on around this pond. We're gonna fish these trees right here, then we're gonna go down this bank with it. If we don't catch anything, we'll switch over to a crankbait, maybe even a chatterbait. I'm kind of feeling that today. Oh, there we go. There we go. Please be on camera. Oh, yeah, that's a good one too. Hey, this could be fish number 3 right here already. And I mean, I guess that just makes up for the horrible week we've had. 3 fish. See, I said I could catch a fish in the next 30 seconds and the plans will change. So I think the plan's gonna stay the same, actually. I think the first one we hooked was probably about this size, and then that second one was just like a hair bigger. So this would be fish number 3, and I said my goal today was 3 fish, but I mean, we found a bite that's kind of working somewhat for us. It's better. This is the best bite we've been on all week. 3 fish in like 30 minutes. Can't really complain about that. But we're gonna retry this jig because we do not want to lose any fish. All right, we're gonna try to be a little responsible today. I feel like that's one reason why sometimes I'm scared to retie, because I just don't like cutting so much line. Like, I hate long tag ends when I tie knots and all that. But I mean, like, it's either would you break off on a fish or would you lose a little bit of line. But I just hate, because I feel like I put line on my reel so often, which so often is probably 3 times a year per reel. Which, I mean, people do more than that. But, you know, that line isn't cheap, especially like good line. That's my thing, is like I have to have good, I have to have good line, because I hate breaking off. And I found that Berkeley Trilene 100% fluorocarbon, like the gold. Oh my gosh, I'm not having any more chigger cross. I'm going to cry if I don't have any more of these. Of course I have that color. But yeah, oh, these are little thick girls. Whoa, that's a big deal. Yeah, anyway, I find that like I tend to put a lot of line, or I feel like I put a lot of line on my reels in that Berkeley Triline 100% fluorocarbon in the gold box. The biggest thing is I've never gotten like a bad spool of it, because you know sometimes you find a line you like and then it's like you just get a bad spool of it. I've never had that happen. First of all, yeah, that still looks good. Never found a bad spool of that. I can say honestly, I don't know. It's hard to put a number on it, because sometimes when you lose fish, it's like you're not. And as far as just like straight up line snaps and not fishing around trees, I'd say I might have had one in the past 2 or 3 years that have just like straight up come off. But by far, this is my favorite fishing line. I've tried the Berkeley Vanish that they sell at Walmart. I'd say that's probably second. And then also I was a big Seaguar guy for a while. Of course, the red label, I mean, that's pretty standard, but I like this stuff more than the red label, honestly. Like this line is just, I don't know, it's just built different in my opinion. Oh, I broke off. Was I not just talking about how I didn't ever break off? And I broke off, and I think that was my only jig. That was a big fish. I bet I could probably see him. Where did I break off at? I really should have retied that, because I'm not sure if my camera was on for it, but I literally just like ran my line down the corner of one of these trees, and it got stuck in between like one of the pieces of bark, and I'm sure that probably had a lot to do with that. So we're not gonna blame the line on that one. That one was just me. Did I literally not just retie though, so that wouldn't happen? Dive's 13 feet. We're gonna go back across the dam real quick with this, and then we're gonna tie on this bluegill one, and then just make a regular lap around, kind of stay off the bank a little bit, and try that one out. But on the day today, we've already caught 2. It's starting to get to the point of where it's probably going to slow down here in a few minutes. So. Oh, good one. That has to be a good one, dude. We just ate that deep crank. Oh, and he has to be big. Oh. He's nothing too crazy, but we will take him for sure. Let's go, baby. One more. That's all we need. This is about the same size as that first one we caught. I thought he was huge, because I mean, he ate it so deep. I feel like the only thing it could have been was big, but let's go. Fish number, what is that, 2? Really 3, but fish number 2. I say we want 3 to make up for the bad week we've been having. It's 11 o'clock. If we can catch another one middle of the day, I feel pretty accomplished, not gonna lie to you. When he hit that, I was like, oh, there he is. There's the big one, or there she is, excuse me. Here's the big one. On a deep crank. And it's honestly just that time of year for stuff like this to work. And I think this color is good too, because I know there's a lot of shad in here. This is one of those, I like ponds that have like shad and bluegill, because I feel like it gives you a lot of lure options as far as like stuff that you know should work every time you cast it out. So like if there's shad and bluegill in a pond, you know, you can get away with white, black and blue, chartreuse, green pumpkin. And it all looks somewhat natural to the fish too at the same time. So. Alright guys, we moved over a little bit just to get in some deeper water. We really weren't seeing too much in our screen, so just figured maybe we were a little bit too shallow. I'm not really surprised that we caught one on this deep diving crankbait But honestly, at the same time, I'm kind of surprised. It's a 13-foot diving. That's about as deep as this pond gets. And I was like, I'll just try it on the dam, you know, if we catch one, it'll probably be a big one, it'll be cool. But I wasn't like, oh yeah, we're gonna catch one on this for sure, you know. We're trying to catch one more. It's getting, not gonna lie to y'all, it's getting a little, oh, right there at the boat. Oh, I think that might be a big one. I don't know, I think that's the, ooh, he got hooked in the head. Look at that. Thank you, Lord. Ooh, he's a little fighter. Feisty. He must have followed that in right there. Look, there's a lot of fish down here too. Should probably try to go ahead and land him. Ooh, that was cool. Dude, he's just full of energy. We're gonna let him tire out a little bit before we put him in this boat with us, though. I'll tell you that. Look at that. All right, come here. Come here. Oh, is he? Oh, he's in between the pontoons. No, he's not. He came out. Oh, biggest one of the day, baby. That's a good 3-4 pounder. I don't know, picking him up, he's probably about 2. But hey, I'll take that. Don't you love when you like throw something new? I've never thrown this crankbait before. See, that's the problem with me. Like, I buy a whole bunch of lures at one time, or I get a whole bunch of lures at one time. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be money. Then I forget all about it. I have it for a week or so, and then I find it in my tackle box, and I'm like, yeah, I need to try that, shouldn't I? And that's the thickest one of the day. That's bigger than that first one we lost this morning, or we didn't have the camera on for. So he's kind of thick. That's a good thick summertime bass. Good thick summertime LMB. Ooh, we're gonna let you go. Thanks for hanging out. I was gonna tie that crankbait on. My goal was 3, we're at 4. And it's like middle of the day. We moved out a little bit, and I guess that was a good decision. Getting a little bit deeper water. And see, that's all that fish finder's for with me, is just like knowing where I'm at more of anything, you know. Like, I don't care so much about being able to see the fish, which that is nice. Just knowing that like I'm in 4 foot of water versus knowing if I'm in 4 foot of water versus knowing if I'm in 15 foot of water, that's nice. It's fish number 3. I was just saying we needed one more before I would feel comfortable with like sending y'all on to the next clip, because in today's video we have a week of fishing, and here it comes. Oh, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. We don't have that long this evening. It's, you know, you've heard it for the past 2 or 3 videos. It's hot, so we're kind of like resorting to early morning, late afternoon fishing because it's just the best time. You can catch a big one during the day, you know, but if I don't have to be out there sweating my, you know, my things off, I don't want to be out here sweating my things off. So we're out here this evening. We don't have any challenge. We don't have any lure stipulations. This is just a pond with big fish in it, and we're gonna try to catch a big fish this evening. Going into it, I have a Ned rig because it's getting Ned rig time. When the bite slows down, you know, you gotta break out the Ned rig. I have a Ned rig, also have a crankbait. I'm gonna try the crankbait first. I'm happy to have this fish finder, so I'm gonna kind of troll around a little bit before I start fishing. Try to see a fish or like see some action, maybe some bait balls or whatever. If I see some balls of bait, I'm probably gonna throw crankbaits around the balls of bait. And if I don't see any balls of bait, we're probably gonna go to the trees over here and throw a Ned rig. But I'm sure a crankbait, we should be able to catch one. I don't wanna say what's gonna happen, because you know that it never works like that. That's not how fishing works. You can't claim what's gonna happen before you start fishing, or it's not gonna happen. So we're just gonna back the boat into the water and start fishing with our Zeta. I just came up with it. I should be a rapper. Maybe I'll make a little song for y'all. Hopefully you enjoy all the content that I've been posting here recently. Let me know if you have any video ideas. I did get one comment I really liked, and it was for 3 boats, 3 lakes, 3 lakes, 3 lures, 3 boats, 3 lakes. So I've been doing like the 3 lakes, 3 lures. So it's kind of like a guide on how to, for the different times of year, 3 lures and 3 different lakes that I really like. Or not 3 lakes, but more of 3 lures. Hopefully it'll help you. I'm in central Alabama fishing, south central Alabama fishing. Well, I guess south central Alabama fishing. Kind of region specific, you know, lures. You see some guys catching stuff in Michigan. It's probably not gonna work if you live in Texas, which I mean, it could, but I just like to throw out where I'm from, where I'm at, because Alabama fishing across the board is pretty normal. But Or it's pretty much the same at all the ponds you go to, but you know, some ponds that you fish are kind of funny. But this was working for me, it might work for you, it might not. Try it out. Video's coming soon. I'm kind of waiting until like the first official day of summer. I feel like I'm kind of cheating if I do it early, even though it's 100% summer in my mind. Whenever you have a heat index of 130 degrees, not really 105, 102, whatever, it's summertime. That's summer heat, so it's summertime. But that video is going to be coming up soon. Also the 3 lakes, 3 boats. I think I'm going to do that when I have a kayak. I have that Bass Raider, and then now I have this twin troller. So I think I'm going to do that because that just sounds cool. So stay tuned. We are going to launch this boat real quick, and then we're going to get in the water. So stay tuned. Guys, I'm super like lucky, blessed to have this boat, because I'll always, like, eventually I want to get a bass boat. And I'm like, I've never pulled a trailer before. I don't know how to back a boat in. And I got a comment when I first got this boat, when I first posted about it, and somebody was like, hey, I can't remember what they said. I think they said like a shorter trailer is harder to pull than a longer trailer. So I was like, if I get a 21-foot nitro, like, it's gonna be nothing, you know? But I say all that to say this, like, learning on this boat, I'd much rather drop this boat off the trailer than like a nice fiberglass boat. So last time I was out here, over here, I saw like the most amount of activity and whatever on the fish finder. So I think we're gonna go straight to this corner over here. Most of the other ponds I fish, I think they're a little bit too shallow for that fish finder, because this is the only one that I get a really good clear picture in. All the other ones are kind of, I think if you're probably in less than 5 foot of water, it might struggle a little bit, especially if the pond has a soft bottom. So a couple of other ponds I fished, like it doesn't help at all. It doesn't show anything. It's all, I'm sure it's probably all, it's picking up a lot of grass and whatnot. So this thing is a game changer out here, honestly. So we can kind of know where the fish are at a little bit. I mean, it's not like live scope where we know where they're at real time, but at least we kind of like have an idea of where they're at out here, like general area wise. See, we're in 14 foot of water right here. I didn't know that you could build a pond 14 foot deep. So that just, I know there's big ones in here, but I'm gonna shut up. We're gonna start fishing here pretty soon, or here in the next clip actually. We got some fish under the boat already. We are in 13 foot of water. I think what I might try to do is, I love this thing, or I love this fish finder, because it just tells me like how deep I am. That's really the main advantage to having it. But I think what we're gonna focus on today is just making sure that we kind of stay a little bit deeper than what we normally do. I don't see any bass or anything yet, but well, there's one. Okay, we got a little bait ball under us, but we're not gonna stare at that thing the whole time. We're gonna kind of just focus on fishing. I think probably what has a lot to do with it is this is kind of like a, this is a, I don't know, I don't think transition bank is the right term for it, but there's this little, like the bank kind of cuts in back there, and then this is a point on the bank, if that makes sense. And then it goes from deep to shallow to deep kind of quick. So I think that's probably why there's more fish and whatnot. They kind of hang out right here because they just got done spawning, and now it's deep water time for some of them, for the bigger ones. Oh, there we go. There we go. There's our first one. Is that a crappie? Looks like a crappie. That's a bass. Hey, there we go. I was seeing them. I saw you. Just so you know. We were seeing them. And we got one. look how he got hooked. He's like half and half, or I don't know if that's the right term, but like the treble hooks like crossed each other. I've never done that before. It's pretty impressive. Let's go. I was seeing a lot of stuff right in here. So I was like, I feel like we're on the right level to catch one, you know. I promise I'm not gonna become the guy that just like stares at the screen all the time. I'm still in the learning phase of it. That's our first fish. So I think I'm still in the learning phase of like fish finders and whatnot. So that's why I'm spending so much time like looking and trying to see like if I actually see what I think I'm seeing. So when I'm seeing fish, I want to fish around where I think I'm seeing them at. So I'm trying to, you know, I want to verify what I'm seeing, and that just verified that there's like fish in this little stretch right here. But after I get comfortable with it, guys, I probably won't even, I'll turn it on just to see water depth and temperature and whatnot. But
the very next evening.
all right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So if you probably kind of recognize the scenery a little bit, we're at the pond. We normally catch pretty good numbers at this pond. We probably have about an hour or so before we have to stop fishing because it's gonna get dark. But I'm out here today, and these are my favorite videos to do, honestly, just because, well, one of my favorite. I like all the videos I do, but one of my favorites because it reminds me of like when I first started fishing. Like this is exactly how I started fishing. 7 o'clock, middle of the summer. You get back from work, football practice, whatever, and you just come out to the pond and you fish, and you just hope to catch something. You know, if you catch something, it makes your next day better because you think about it all day the next day. So we're gonna start walking the bank of this pond, see if we can find some big mouth bass. Stay tuned. Let me show you what we have tied on before we do that. So we have a little war pig right here. This is like anywhere you could take this, you could take that lure to any pond in America and catch a fish. And we also have this crankbait. We did pretty good on that crankbait in a previous video. So we decided to tie it on. We're gonna try it out here. If it works out here, it'll probably work anywhere because these fish they're bougie. This isn't the place where you want to come do like a challenge video with a whole bunch of Japanese lures that you've never tried before. So also, guys, you like the shirt, you like the hat, look in the description. We have 10% off of your first order from AFCO. Just saying, if you wanna save a little bit of money, because I know, you know, it's getting hot. You want to be long sleeve. You know, you don't want to get too tan. You know, I've spent some time in the sun. That's why I'm so tan. But got 10% off your first order from AFCO. If you feel led, it supports me. It supports everybody. It supports the channel. You know. So if you want to save 10% on your first order, I have a code. I'm pretty sure it's Melton22. Check that out. But we're gonna go and try to catch some big mouth bass out of this pond. So stay tuned. Let's go fishing. All right, let's go. Let's try to find some big mouth bass. This is tall grass, and I have on shorts and extra tufts, so hopefully there's no snaky snakes. You know, be careful. Try to watch our step to the best of our ability, but I don't know if I'm gonna be walking around this pond today because shorts and high grass. We might be a little limited on where we fish at today because I don't do the whole shorts high grass deal. I don't like walking out here, period, pretty much, especially like heat of the summer, you know. Should we start right here? Yeah, let's start right here. I think right here, yeah, this is actually the spot I was in the water right here. A snapping turtle came up like probably 3 feet away from my foot and tried to make me its dinner. But I told it to back up. I looked at him in his eyes and I was like, back off. And guess what it did? It left me alone, so. Might be too grassy right here for this. That's one thing that, like, I love and hate. It's a love-hate relationship when it comes to summer. Oh, is that one? No, it's not. Like when it comes to summertime bass fishing, it's a love-hate relationship with me because I love it because it's not like freezing cold and all that. But then again, when it comes to like all the grass and stuff getting all over your lures and having to pick grass off your lure every cast, it's like, this ain't even really worth it.
A few moments later.
Ooh, oh, there's one. Yeah, baby. First one. Oh, he's kind of thick. I mean, he's still a dink, but look at him. Look at him, boys. Got our first bass. All right, so that's a good sign. Like, well, I'm not gonna say it's a good sign because it's a small fish, but like, we're fishing deeper water and we catch one early and he's kind of thick. So like we have, whoa, look, that's exactly how they put those treble hooks in your hand. You know, the last video I posted, or one of the previous videos I posted, I was like, I don't reach down and grab fish when I was like that 4 pound, I lost a 4-pounder. That's exactly why, you know? All right, guys, that's fish number 1. Let's get a weight on him. I brought the scale out today. Oh, well, we're not gonna weigh nothing today because one of my batteries just fell out into the water. That's nice. All right, now we gotta go get another scale. Because I mean, these scales are only like 20 bucks. Gosh, that sucks. Now I know for sure that we're gonna catch a big one. Save that clip. I hope it's not like one of those losing days where you lose more than you catch and all that, you know. Gosh, okay, well, we lost our scale. Hopefully we don't catch a 10-pounder or like a really big one. But then again, I feel like I'm decent at eyeballing fish, so I can kind of eyeball them and kind of like say what they are, but it's always nice to have that reassurance. And today's going to be the day that we catch a 10-pounder. Calling it right. I'm saying it right now. Haven't caught it yet. Didn't go back and edit it or anything like that.
Chasing a bag, I'm racing the clock. Look at them block, watching them flop. Used to see this in my sleep. When I ain't had shit but my thoughts in the car, I really was lost. Now I'm public with the soundscapes.